Hello Internet, welcome back to our golf scenario Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead playthrough. In the last episode, we rolled up here in our nice little vehicle. Oops, got to click. Rolled up here to do some stupid mouse controls. Love that. Love the mouse controls. We rolled up here. It's a great intro. You got to really grab people in the first 30 seconds of your video if you want them to keep watching. We came up here to loot some houses. We were excited to possibly get some more loot. We're looking for welding books or books that will allow us to build the arc welder. And then it's just overrun with triffids. So I think we just need to leave this town. It's unfortunate, it's something that happens in Cataclysm way too often. You'll see we also have two parks right here. Both of them will have enormous amounts of monster density. I'm guessing the superstore does as well. It's been a long time since I've been at one. But last time I was there were just dozens and dozens and dozens of zombies, which kind of makes sense for a superstore. It does seem, think of it like a Walmart, right? The apocalypse comes, people are going to rush every store that they can think of, and Walmart is one that a lot of people shop at. So it makes sense that people would go there for supplies, camping stuff. Some Walmarts sell firearms, I believe, still, depending on the state that you're in. Did that change? It doesn't matter. But lots of stuff at a superstore like this. So makes sense people might go there and then die in the ensuing chaos. Although I always fluctuate. Sometimes I think like surely there was a lockdown order. Surely the government came in and said everyone should shelter in place. But if the whole 2020 has taught me anything, it's that people will react in wildly confusing and nonsensical ways to serious global issues. So who knows what would happen there. We're going to drive back to our base, and I think we're just going to pack up. I don't think there's any reason for us to stay here. It's just going to continue to be an issue. And we've mostly looted the buildings in the area. What we could do is take a peek in the town a little bit more and see if there's anywhere else we can get to. But there's a park here, and we did see, I believe, right here was a huge amount of monster density that caused us to turn around and walk away. So I don't think we're going to even be able to get up here. And it doesn't bother me that parks are so common in the game. What bothers me is their monster density. Basically every town in the country has their own little park, but something about how many enemies spawn there is just so way out of whack. We should probably swing by that pizza parlor. I'm sure that we've looted it previously. Oh, we failed to start our engine. I'm sure that we were there previously. It's a location that I tend to prioritize, but we should check if there are arcade machines before we head off and leave this place for good. Because if there are arcade machines, we will be able to grab ourselves a little bit of electronic supplies before we depart, which is something that might be valuable. So we'll do that. Lots of enemies. That would be the graveyard there that we saw previously. You'll see just in this road area here, we see probably, 15 zombies. And then additionally in the graveyard itself, there was another. I only saw it briefly on the mini-map, but I would guess there were probably 40 zombies. Let's swing back and have a look, just to give you an idea of the monster density here. So we have a look. I can hear the horde music. Yeah, I would say that's probably about 25 enemies there, would be my guess. If we count the ones that are out here walking, 25 to 30 enemies. There may be more. Looking at that mini-map, it's just so darkly clustered with enemies. It's just pretty crazy. I'm not going to count them. That would be a waste of time. I did that in a previous episode and felt like an idiot after I counted 50 child zombies in a park. Just doesn't make sense to me. We talked about that when we first came across that location, so I don't feel a need to belabor that. So let's head back to base. I did take a break between episodes, ran down to the corner store, got myself a Starbucks Frappuccino, vanilla flavored. They didn't have the coffee I like, so we got ourselves a Starbucks. It was like $3, way too much to spend on a little bottle of coffee. I also got a tea, because there's a storm coming. We're expecting I believe it's been updated to say 3 to 6 inches of snow tonight, which is a huge bummer. And it's supposed to start snowing literally right now. So I don't know if it's snowing now. It wasn't when I left. But I'm really not excited about that. Really disappointing to It's just really disappointing that we keep getting snow. My back just can't handle the snow shoveling anymore. I'm getting old. I don't work out enough. I don't do enough with my body, so it's just a huge pain to to deal with snow. And then I live with some older people, so they can't really help. My brother did help last time it snowed, but it's just a ton of work when it snows. And then too, like people are always like, "Oh, it's only 3 inches of snow. What's the big deal?" Well, the big deal is that I drive at night for work. So when I leave. So tonight for it's around 6 o'clock. It's 6:30. I can't believe it's not snowing yet. I was supposed to start around 6 and snow basically until like 7 or 8 a.m. So starting now or in the near future, it's going to snow, but it probably won't accumulate for the next few hours. And what that means is that they're not going to plow the roads, in the middle of a snowstorm. They're going to wait until there's substantial amounts of snow on the ground before they go out and really plow. So when I leave for work, it's going to be like 2 in the morning. There might not be enough snow for them to have gone out and plowed yet. And the snowstorm might be really intense, so they might not go and plow the roads at all until morning when the snow kind of subsides and they can go out and do it. So people say like, oh, it's only 3 inches of snow. How bad is that? Well, 3 inches of snow means the roads aren't plowed usually when I go to drive, and my car has very little clearance. Like tonight, I'm going to take the SUV because my car would not, even in 3 inches of snow, I don't have very much clearance under my car. That's 90% of my problem is that I get stuck whenever there's snow piled up kind of under the car. So, going to end up taking the SUV. Well, the SUV means it's harder to do my job, actually, because it just is a little bit less maneuverable, and depending on where I'm going on any given night, it can be a lot of work. Snow also slows down the delivery of products to my warehouse. So, a lot of times when it snows, my supplies and things that I need to do my job, they don't arrive until a couple hours later. Particularly on a Thursday. A Thursday is a big route for me, so it already takes a long time. So, you figure it just adds a ton of work, and then you can't drive very fast because it's the snow, so I end up going 25 miles an hour. Most of the roads I drive are really back country roads that don't get plowed, or if they do get plowed, they get plowed very late. Why are you not starting? Why is the engine not starting? That's not good. In fact, we don't want to be on this road. We want to be to the south here because we drive up behind our house. Yeah, so like snow is a huge hassle. Even a small amount of snow can be a real problem. So tonight we're expecting 3 to 6 inches. That's a lot. That's going to be a huge problem for me tonight when I go to work. And then not only that, but over the next 4 or 5 days we're expecting another they're saying as much as 1.5 feet of snow. So like it's going to be a huge issue for me all week basically to do my job. So really not excited about that. And because it's like I go to work at night, it's really difficult for me to dig a car out in the middle of the night. So it's going to start snowing, which means in order for me to really be able to get out when I want to go to work, I'm going to have to dig out the car way before I go to work. So like tonight at like 9 p.m. I'll go out, I'll shovel around the car to make sure I can get to it. I'll probably go back out around midnight, shovel around it some more, as it accumulates to try and make space. And then if they do plow, it's just going to plow me in anyway. But, just try to manage it, try to keep after it so that when I do finally get ready to leave for work, it'll be an easy transition. Ideally, hopefully that will be what happens. I really don't know how to do this without... Let's take these seats out. We have to. I don't see a way for us to fit all this stuff in our car. But let's grab some tools and start taking out these seats. Tool pile is this one. So that's a huge bummer. And then when I do go to work, it'll be like probably 2, since things will be late, maybe a little later than that. And, if I have to shovel at like 2 in the morning, I'm in a neighborhood, it's just kind of a disrespectful thing to do in the middle of the night. It's just such a pain, It really is probably... like one of the worst parts of my job is the fact that I have to do this when it snows and just trying to keep after it. And my boss is never understanding. Where is my freaking wrench? Do I not have a wrench? I'm sitting here going through the numbers like an idiot. Where am I? I have no wrenches? I swear to God, we picked one up while we were just exploring, I think. No. Grab wrench. Okay, thankfully we have a wrench. Otherwise, we would probably not be able to do this. I think we have a screwdriver in our inventory. Of course not. We need that for the seatbelts and things. So we'll go back and grab a screwdriver. Yeah, it's just a huge hassle. Obviously, it's dangerous, you know. There have been many times while I've been doing my route that I've come across people who were in really bad accidents, people who are stuck. We need mechanics, too, to unbolt a seat. Of course we do. Of course you do. Why? Makes perfect sense. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Of course, you need a mechanic skill to understand how a bolt works. That's cool. Let's grab a hammer. No hammer. Grab some nails. Where is all my stuff? Okay, go to the V menu. Search for hammer. No items, huh? Did I leave them outside with the vehicle that I was working on? No. So where the hell is my hammer and my nails? I had a whole bunch of nails, and I had a hammer in my hands when we V menu hammer. Let's pop out, grab our stuff, hopefully in here. Hammer. Got any nails? Nails? Don't know why I put them in my car. Alright, and we're going to need wood, of course, to make ourselves some frames, and we're going to grind up to mechanics too so we can pull those seats out of our vehicle. What can I smash easily? Go ahead and wield a plank. Gather up a bunch of wooden nails and things. Yeah, so it's just, snow is pretty terrible for my job. You know, it is dangerous. I came across many accidents over the years. I remember talking about them in detail in, I want to say, my Zombie Army Trilogy series way back. Like, it was like the second series on my channel. Really terrible, because I really was bad at... I was so uncomfortable with commentary and was just really new and terrible at being a YouTube person. So I would not recommend watching the Zombie Army Trilogy series or the Dead Rising series. Those are some of the worst content I've ever made. And yeah, we talked about it. You know, I've come across a lot of accidents. It is just sort of the nature of driving at night, you know, being one of the only people on the road, when there are so many other people who, you know, can be injured or need work. Why can't I install? Oh, I have to make wooden frames. You can't just make it from nothing. How long does it take to make a wooden frame? 6 minutes. I don't think we need a table for this. That's fine. Frame. 7 of them, 42 minutes. So it's going to go dark. So we're not going to be able to move today, unfortunately. Which is a bummer. Why did you drop... No, don't drop the item. Drop the plank, I meant. You're overburdened, of course. Of course. Give me this table. Of course, the interior door is locked. Can't open the door from the inside. Makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. Okay. Grab this. Nope, never mind. The table was crushed beneath the rubble. This is going really well. Having a lot of fun. Can't drag there because there's items in the way. Okay. Have you considered... You start hauling. There's stuff in the way. Okay, stop hauling. There we go. Jeez. Okay. Because we're making so many frames, they're too heavy, which means that our character cannot actually wield them and stuff very comfortably. So we wanted to bring a table out. That way we can just throw the work item on the table here and work on it through the table menu rather than trying to pick up a very heavy, kind of awkward to carry thing. No longer see. We'll go inside. We'll read. First, we should wield our spear again, just so that we have that on us in case of an emergency. Go back in. We burned through, we're not sleepy, unfortunately. We burned through a lot of our gas, so let's just make a fire instead of, put the log in, why not? Instead of wasting more gasoline and things. And we'll just grab a book to read. I think we were reading a first aid book last I checked. Why don't we raise our electronics so that when we do get a book for the makeshift welder, we can immediately craft that. We should eat and drink as well. Yeah, you come across a lot of accidents. I mean, I always stop, I feel like it's my responsibility. I'm one of the only people on the road that early in the morning. You never know what happened. Someone could be in a really dangerous situation. They could be, have a head injury in a vehicle off to the side of the road where their vehicle is filling with carbon dioxide or whatever, and monoxide, and they could be on the brink of death. There's really no reason not to stop and just knock on the window. Hey man, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Oh, do you need a cell phone? Do you need to call someone? No, I already called. Okay, man, be safe, stay warm, blah, blah, blah. And then you go about your business. It's really not a big deal. It takes 30 seconds out of your day, and most people don't stop. I've been at huge house fires where there's just people standing out front like, oh my God, and everybody just rolls right by. I saw a video the other day, so I was looking, this might make me a bad person, but I got off on a tangent of watching car crash videos the other day, like just car accidents, mostly minor fender benders, but also like snow stuff specifically, because I know a lot of people, just from my own experience, I've seen tons of people who cannot drive in the snow and are very dangerous when they're driving in the snow. So I was like, oh man, I see all these car compilations of people taking out mailboxes and stuff while they're in a car. And then I saw, it made me stop watching them because I saw one that was a lady in a crosswalk get clipped by a car, and she's fine, but seeing a lady get hit by a car really upset me, and I didn't want to watch that anymore. So I stopped watching those type of videos. But I was on a kick there for a while, and I saw that lady get clipped by a car, and she just kind of gets clipped by like the mirror, and she falls down, and like her shoe falls off, and she's fine. Like you can see she gets up after a little bit. But like so many people just walked past her and they looked and were like, that lady got hit by a car, and they just kept walking. And I think that's really disgusting. And I feel the same way when I see people driving past an accident. That person could be dying and you're just like, oh, I don't have time for this. So you just drive by. And I get it. It's not for everyone. Not everyone does it. I don't know why people don't do it, but it's up to you, I guess. At the end of the day, you're the one who makes that decision. But I don't feel right not stop. I have to stop. It's just the right thing to do in my mind. I'm not trying to shame you, but like I just is the right thing to do as far as I'm concerned. So I always stop. Yeah, come across a lot of accidents every time it snows. Every time there's even a tiny amount of snow. Like I live up the street from the fire hall, so the sirens go, which we've had, they crop up in the recordings sometimes. As soon as it starts snowing, the fire sirens will go because there's an accident right away. There are people who just don't respect the fact that even a little bit of snow is enough to be really, really dangerous when you drive like an idiot. If it's snowing, maybe don't go 55 miles an hour in a 35, Maybe just use your head just a tiny bit. Maybe just stop being incompetent and think about the people around you instead of, oh, I have to get to work right now. Maybe think about how you're putting literally everyone around you, their life at risk. So I get pretty angry at drivers. I get lately too. We have a new warehouse that's much further from my house than the old one. So now to get to our new warehouse, I drive it's like an extra 10 minutes probably, but it's also only 25. Like the whole way there, it's through a smaller neighborhood type area. Until you get to the other side. So I have all these people that I'm going 25 miles an hour because that's the speed limit. And I have all these people like on a daily basis who pass me illegally in the middle of a residential area where the speed limit is 25. And I see cops all the time. Every time I drive up there, I pass a cop on my way. They love to go there because nobody drives the speed limit. and they never catch the people who pass me illegally. There's never a cop there when I want there to be. You know, I'm sure if I had like a light out, they would be on me immediately, right? Like, isn't that's how luck goes? If you have even a minor thing wrong with your car, they'll pounce on that. But the minute somebody's passing illegally, speeding, you know, in a residential area where it's very, very narrow there as well, the roads are very, very narrow, they're never there. They're never there to stop those people. So I've been getting passed illegally a lot lately as well. Very annoying. I swear to God, I've never wanted to fight people more than relating to traffic. Mechanics 2 is going to take a really long time to train here, I think. We should be able to pull off... No, it requires Mechanics 2 to take the frames apart, but we can take the boxes back. So that will save us some material cost. Let's take these boxes off. This is actually, I think, going to take us a couple of days based on our sleep schedule kind of not lining up with the daylight. So I'm a little worried about this. This is going to take a long time, I think. And I don't know, the wooden box doesn't, it's mechanics 0. We should be putting things that are mechanics 1, probably. Let's make a bench and see how much that impacts our mechanic skill. We were at like, what, 28%, something like that? 46. Okay, so we want to install a bench instead of a box. I think that will make a significant this will speed it up significantly. Although I suspect we're not going to be able to remove the bench because of our mechanics skill. Where are we at? What do we have in mechanics? 59%. Pretty slow. Why? Why did I misread something? I don't care. Let's take off. We can't take off the benches, of course. Of course, why would we? Let's take off the boxes. Maybe it was the removing of the boxes that gave us that much experience. Remove that. Check our skill here. 65. It's only 7%. Why did I jump so much in mechanics the first bench I installed? I must have misread a number somewhere. I don't know. That's slow going. Like I said with mechanics, it seems like they might have intentionally changed some numbers to prevent people from grinding their skill like that. I don't like that. I don't think that that's a valid reason to nerf something. Is to prevent. It's not even really an exploit. It's like you would get better at mechanics by installing and uninstalling parts on a vehicle. The more you did it, the more practice you would get, the better you would get. So I don't know that it's even considered an exploit. It just sort of seems like, I hope that's not the reason. Maybe I'm misunderstanding something. Maybe there is a good reason. But to me, it just sort of says like, it seems like a knee-jerk, I want to stop people from doing this. Let's go back to reading electronics. We are going to get hot near the fire, but we need to pass until daylight so we have something to do. Anyway, probably no one cares about me rambling about road issues, but oh, it makes me so angry. Like on a daily basis, like I drive for several hours a day. Like tonight, it's a Thursday. There's going to be snow. My guess would be it will probably take me about 6.5 hours to do my job today, which is mostly driving. So I'll be driving for the vast majority of that time in the snow, in the dark, you know. And yeah, people really like to tailgate. This, no matter what the weather is, no matter how dangerous it is or what the speed limit is, people love to tailgate. I'm in a little car, so their high beams come right in my rear window, or headlights come right in my rear window. People have these aftermarket headlights that they put in wrong, so they're like pointed up more than they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be pointed kind of down so it's not blinding passerbys. They don't care. I think that halogens should be illegal. They're too bright. I'm in a little car, so headlights are always right in my windows, right in my face. Just a horrible, you know, night by night experience. People tailgate, they don't dim their headlights, they pass illegally, you know. It's just so frustrating. So frustrating to deal with people like that all the time. Hello, dog. You finally made your way over here. I'll put you down. Sorry, bud. Pulped corpse of zombie dog. Yeah, sorry. Let's get that corpse out of here so we're not looking at this the whole time that we're crafting. Would not be something I would want to look at. Those guns and ammo, eh? I don't know if I have that book. We'll grab it. Check the other mailbox, maybe? Alpha Mail Quarterly. Not really something I want. That's fine. I almost never check mailboxes. I probably should. Oh, it's a different zombie dog. Because there's another one. We should probably dispatch you as well. Since you're close enough, you might bother us while we're crafting. Just gonna go back on the mechanics grind, I guess. Doggo died. Sorry, pupper. Come over here. Did we take these parts off? We did. These are just frames now. So let's install more boxes. Can't install. We out of nails? Box. We requires... No, that's not right. Install. Box. Wood box. Yeah, we're out of nails. Let's go grab some more nails from the old neighbor's house, I suppose. Take out this whole fence, I guess, actually. And wield a plank here. Ignore those and just smash away. Swing away, Meryl. Yeah, so road rage aside, like, I don't mind driving. I love driving at night because there's just not that many people on the road. If you said, hey, you know, do you want a job where you drive all day? I would say no. Driving at night is the only real reason that I like my job, is because I don't have to deal with a lot of traffic for the most part. And in fact, that's another reason why nights like tonight are bad, is because the later that I get my materials and supplies, the longer it takes me in the snow, the more I will run into daytime traffic. So like, let's say on a perfect night where I have a short route and really there's like, you know, just no issues, everything gets there early, I'm ready to go. It doesn't really take me that long to do my job on one of those nights. And because of that, I get done before most traffic hits the road. If it's rainy, people will hit the road earlier. That fence didn't have nails in it? Really? You're going to tell me that this fence had no nails in it? Uh-huh. Okay. That's not stupid at all. Definitely just made of planks. Why would you ever put nails in a wooden fence? Nobody could ever conceive using nails in a wooden fence. All right. That's annoying. I need something to smash with. Is that normal? Are fences put together without nails? I can't imagine that that's correct. Let's head inside here. And we'll smash some furniture. It's just baffling to me, you know, kind of confusing. So yeah, like the later I get done, the more likely I am to hit early morning traffic. And if it's like snowy or rainy, people leave earlier, so there's more traffic. And the more traffic there is, the longer it takes me to do my job. So it just sort of feeds itself. Like, let's say, like today, I probably won't get home. It depends on how much snow there is. But I probably won't get home until like 7 o'clock in the morning, 8, maybe 8, depending on how bad the roads are. And there are going to be people who are like, I got to go to work, so I'm going to leave, you know, an hour early. So starting at like 5 a.m., I'm going to start running into a lot of traffic where it's just going to slow me down. It's going to take me longer. I'm going to get stuck more. I'm going to get, you know, behind slow people. I'm going to get just more traffic at stoplights. I'm going to have some awkward left turns where it's going to take me a minute to pull out, that kind of stuff. So every little bit of that slows everything down even further. And it just becomes a real pain in the butt. I hate driving in traffic. I don't know how city people do it. You know, I live in a country and there's still so much traffic. Sometimes you end up trying to make a left turn for like a minute and a half and nobody wants to let you in. People will block the road even though you're supposed to leave a gap for people to pull out, you know, and stuff like that. And it just becomes infuriating to me. Like, I don't mind doing my job. Once I'm on the road, it doesn't bother me that much. But when I'm stuck in traffic or when I'm sitting in the parking lot at the warehouse waiting for supplies or something, that stuff drives me nuts. I want to be on the road. I want to be doing something. I want to keep my mind occupied, you know, that sort of thing. Although that's been better lately as well because I've been taking my tablet to work with me, so I can read when I'm sitting in the car, but I can only do that so long. Last time there was snow, I sat in the parking lot one night for like an hour just waiting, and I even left late. I left like an hour later than usual, and I got there and was like, "Oh, it'll be quick because I'm left an hour later." And then no, they were like, "Oh yeah, by the way, you get to sit in the parking lot for an hour because everything is late." So just super frustrating. But I guess I've been whining about that this whole episode, haven't I? It's probably not great content. Sorry, internet. How are you doing? How's your day going? I'm guessing most of you, when it snows, you just stay at home. You probably don't have to go to work. Like right now, I know as well, especially in the United States, a lot of people are not working. So I imagine most people, and I see it when I drive for work. I'll go by houses, and people will for weeks just not dig their cars out, and it's like, oh man, it must be nice, to not have to go out and clean every single time it snows and be constantly keeping up with it. So, yeah, I didn't get a question. Let me know in the comments down below. What is your snow protocol? Do you go out on the roads when it snows, or do you get do you stay home? Are you currently working? Maybe, do you even have to go to work at the moment? I mean, I say it like it's a luxury. I know it's a hard time for a lot of people, of course. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the typical response was. Even back when I was a teenager, I've always I've always worked. So whenever it snows, I have to have the car dug out that day so I can go to work because they're expecting me, to be there. Even when it was something simple like I worked at Wendy's for a while. Even back then, if it snowed, I had to go to work. So I would go out and just dig and dig and dig until I was able to. It just is a hassle. And I know some of you live in like I tweeted this earlier today. I was like, I hear people from like Texas and like Florida. Like I had a friend from Florida who was like, I've never even seen snow. And they talk about it like it's this wonderful, like, oh my God, I can't wait to see snow. And I like the snow, but like it's way more of a hassle. As an adult, it's way more of a problem than it is a blessing. Like it's like, yeah, is snow fun to go play in? Sure. But as an adult, you're really not going and playing in it. You're stuck with shoveling, inch after inch after inch. Taking up a whole day trying to shovel, hurting your back, getting mad at the plows because they plow you in. It's just a huge annoyance as an adult. As a kid, I loved the snow. I remember when I was dating my college girlfriend, I was just like being playful, and I picked up a handful of snow and took a bite out of it because that's something you do when you're a kid. She like slapped it out of my hand and was like, "Don't you know how much pollution snow carries? You can't eat snow. It's like poison." She got mad at me, and I was just trying to be a goofy young person. Things change when you're an adult. Everything's different. It's horrible. Don't grow up, kids. So we do have mechanics too, so we can pull these out. I figure we'll do this quick here. We didn't get as much done as I wanted. The mechanics grind took us a lot longer than I really wanted it to. Where'd the seats go? Oh, why can't I pull the seats? Oh, I can. Why? Okay, doesn't matter. So we got those seats out. We will put boxes in there. It will give us some storage, and it should be just enough. We might even take out the passenger seat. It should give us just enough to stockpile our goodies and hit the road and find ourselves a new place to live. For now, though, that's the end of the episode. Sorry I complained as much as I did. Didn't mean to. Just wanted to keep you posted on the fact that we're getting another snowstorm that is, depending on how it goes over the next couple of days, could snowball into another like blizzard, basically. I don't know what constitutes a blizzard. We're expecting up to 1.5 feet over the next like 2 or 3 days. And then it's supposed to snow more over the weekend. And then it's supposed to snow more next week. So I don't know how much it's going to end up being. And I don't know what constitutes a blizzard. But it's not great. It's really not great. Man, I hate driving in the snow. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you had a good time. I'll be back with more Cataclysm in the near future, and I will focus next time on trying to be a little bit more on topic, maybe get some more random questions. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.